All right, everybody, welcome back to the #1 TV show in the history of the universe. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown. All three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Get your muskets ready, because we are talking about all things pirate today. I got my musket. I got my Raiders pirate shirt, my pirate hat, pirate things, because we're going to be talking about the greatest pirate novel in the history of pirate novels, and that is On Stranger Tides by Tim Powers. This book came out in 1987. I read it back in 1987 when I was a youngster, and I loved it. I think I read this 10 times as a youngster. I just pictured this thing as playing out in my head as a cinematic masterpiece movie, and I just reread it recently because I'm going to be taking a trip here soon to a publishing event where I will be probably maybe interviewing Tim Powers. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. But let's talk about the cover first. You know, I love graphic design and cover illustration. This is one of my favorite book covers of all time. Now, it is illustrated by the great illustrator James Gurney. If you want to know who James Gurney is, he did the Dinotopia books, if you remember those. This is just a great pirate ship scene with a skeleton pirate. Now, I actually didn't reread this. I listened to it on a drive I just took through southern Utah. And the audible narrator was Bronson Pinchot, who was a notable actor of some fame in the 80s. I think he did a sitcom or something. But he did a really good job. He played all the parts. He did all the pirate voices. It was just dynamite to listen to. One of the better audible books that I've ever had the pleasure of listening to. Now, just so you know, On Stranger Tides, this book was optioned, even though it bears nothing to do with the Pirates of the Caribbean. It was optioned by the people that made the Johnny Depp Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and On Stranger Tides. On Stranger Tides, if you Wikipedia that movie was based loosely off of On Stranger Tides by Tim Powers, and it's so anyway, there is that connection. This book opens up. God, not off or out. Opens out. God, I can't do it. This book opens up. Is that even correct? I've lost all sense, logic, and reason, and communicative skills. This book opens up with a dynamite, dark magic scene where lots of dark magic happens, and weird, creepy stuff, and pirate magic, and voodoo, and all that. And then we jump to our main, and it's cool. It's like kind of like, zombies and stuff. And, it starts out in 1718. It's about Blackbeard. He's terrorizing the sea. He's a terror on the open sea, Blackbeard. And now we've got young John Chandagnac, our young French bookkeeper / puppeteer. That's what he does. He's like a bookkeeper, puppeteer. But he learned sword fighting through puppeteering. Like, all of his puppets had to sword fight. So he learned all the fencing moves for his puppets. And so when he does have to fight, he actually is a really competent, actually he's the best. He's the best fencer, sword fighter. Anyway, so it's kind of like this outlandish pirate tale of rousing high seas, swashbuckling adventure. John Chandagnac, and he's on this boat with and there's this dude and his young daughter, and he's taken a shine to the young daughter, and then the boat is attacked by pirates, and there's some backstabbing and betrayal, and they should have easily taken out the pirates. They had a bigger boat, better fighters, but there's a betrayal. There's a big betrayal, and so they ended up captives. Dun dun dun. Pirates always capture people. And so now we've got this whole thing going on, and John Chandagnac, our young French puppeteer, is given the opportunity to maybe not be a captive, but they notice his fencing skills right off the bat, and they're like, maybe you should join. Well, you've got a choice. Join with the pirate crew, or, we'll kill you. And he's like, well, hell yeah, I'll just be a pirate then. And then they name him Shandy. They're like, we don't know how to pronounce John Shandignac. That's too much. You are now known as Shandy. So he's the pirate Shandy. And we've got, then it just turns into it's just a swashbuckling quest for, swashbuckling quest featuring unearthly spirits, and a cast of crazy characters, damsels in distress, mummified two-headed dogs. It's a journey through the oceans with betrayals and backstabbings and buried treasure and shipwrecks. Actually, one of the best shipwrecks, one of the best sinkings of a ship since Titanic. Actually, it happened in 1718, so it was way before Titanic. But it's just, I remember reading that scene over and over when I was a kid, just picturing this ship sinking and sucking down, and all the people being sucked in. You remember the Titanic, how when it sank, people were sucked into the, and when it sank, everybody was sucked down into the water with it. It's just, Tim Powers did that in this book way before the movie came out. Anyway, just a great scene. It's got, there's buried treasure, shipwrecks. There's a journey through the Florida swamps in search of the Fountain of Youth. We got Beth. And then the crazy cast of characters are Beth, the young girl, her father, Mr. Friend, who's a really cool character. There's Herwood, Davies, Skank, and a whole cast of just weird characters. It's just the best pirate novel I've ever read. Better than Treasure Island. Better than... what other pirate novels have I read? There's a whole bunch I've read, I know. But anyway, this is the best of them. It's my favorite one. And I give it a solid 10 stars out of 10. It's very well written, very witty, very funny. I can see why the Pirates of the Caribbean movie people were like, we need a story. We need a good story for our franchise. And someone was like, this is a damn fucking good pirate story. Let's just option this one and then change the names of the characters from John Shandignac to, Jack Sparrow or whatever. Who was the Orlando Bloom character? What was his name? I don't even know. But, you know what I'm saying? It's a damn fine book. 10 out of 10. It just doesn't get better.